Hey, it's been a week or two since we've done a lap of the fish room. Let's go ahead and do one now. And I have had some fish moving around, as you know, and let's check on how they're doing, and just do one lap of the fish room and give you an update on how things are going. We'll start with the tank behind me, the 300 gallon, and you can see I've changed around the scape. I might be changing things around every time I do a water change, because what seems to happen is a fish starts to dig a pit, starts to claim it, and then starts to get aggressive. The Buccochromis rhodesii yellow was turning into a bit of a jerk and getting into it with the coingi. Where's the coingi? He's back there behind the trout. He's one of the more camera shy fish. But the coingi and the Buccochromis were fighting about a little pit area here on the right side. I covered it up with rocks. I moved some substrate around. But then when I did the water change, I went ahead and I rescaped the whole tank, going from having everything on the right side to more of a just slightly off-center look, just to create a little bit of temporary confusion. I am looking at adding some additional fish to this tank, possibly from Andre, maybe from Cunningham. I'm looking around, looking for an Autopharynx tetrastigma. I'm looking for a Malawi gar. I'm looking for a sand diver. If you've got a tip, who do you recommend? Let me know. The fish I got from Andre are doing great. Little Fusco, little Nova. Beautiful fish, getting really blue. Little Taiwan reef. Great fins on that fish. Deep water. Those are all doing well. There's only one fish in here that is having any issues, and I think he's just old. And I think that's my my turquoise. He's hanging out up there. He's just moving a little slower these days, and he might be getting into that end of life cycle. I think I'm going to be getting fish around this size from now on. That way I can enjoy them a little longer, a few more years, as opposed to maybe just 2 years and then they start to cycle down. There's that big spot from Beantown Aquatics. Just trying to get some color in the body. Can't wait to watch this Fusco color up. Here's the 210 gallon American cichlid tank. They all think I'm going to feed them. Starting to crowd where I'm standing. This tank is due for a maintenance. After I film this video, I'm going to do a water change, some vacuuming, maybe scrub up some of the plants. Looks like this guy bumped into some stuff. I had one of my geos bumped into something. You can see the front of his face there. Not this one, but the one behind him. There you go. Banged into something. Possibly this wood, maybe running away from another fish. There's the Jack Dempsey. I'm surprised the Salvini is just chilling there in the middle. And the firemouth is just letting them hang out. Usually the firemouth chases everybody out of that middle section. Hey, Cichlid right up against the glass. Usually the Cichlids are in the back. They're kind of shy. Look at the different colors on his body. Bright red eye. He'll look chocolate sometimes. He'll look purple other times. There's that Severum that I brought over a while back, red shoulder. kind of hanging out, checking me out. Lighting is a little dim on this side. I do keep dimmer areas where the fish can go and chill. Here's the 55-gallon with that beautiful red tear that I got from my friend Whip. How's it going there, buddy? I'm growing out your wife. He has it completely bare bottom on two sides of the aquarium. He moves all that substrate. So I've got bare bottom on two sides and very high wall of substrate in the front. That's all his doing. Major earth mover. Here's the 55-gallon planted tank. All the fish hanging out here where the plants are. Little neons back there. White cloud mountain minnows. 24 karat gold variety. Got some rummy nose. Some crypts. Nubius. These new plants I picked up keep getting dug up. I suspect it's by the big snails. These snails are like bulldozers. They just come plowing through, and if something isn't well rooted, it just gets pulled up. So most mornings when I come down, I have to spend a few minutes replanting the plants that are floating on the top. Little neons, very underrated. As are the rummy nose. I think rummy nose are really pretty. Here's where I had the recent adventure in the 90-gallon rimless. I brought over my little Tapajos, redhead Tapajos. I was calling them red caps in the last video. It's a hangover from the days when I was keeping red cap Lethrinops. But these are redhead Tapajos. There are 6 of them in here. The Congo tetra, beautiful. Beautiful Congos. Picked them up from Josh. But they're doing great since I took that little female Feste out, who was harassing everybody. So they're doing really well now. It's my camera hog, red spotted Severum. Albino Ochart. I keep talking about getting rid of the Buenos Aires tetras, but I never do. I think they've become Congos. They think they're Congos now. They run with the Congos. I don't really see any fin damage, so I'm letting them run. This guy might be a male right there. Look at the color on that little red cap right over the wood there. Already showing some gray color on his body. It's gonna be great watching them grow and put on color. One of the funnest things in the hobby, right? Watching fish grow out, put on color. The female Feste that was moved to this 29 gallon is doing great. She's taking on that cave right there. Yep, she came out for us. This is a great example of how the color of your substrate can impact the color of your fish. She was much darker in the 90 gallon. She's a lot lighter here. And yeah, I'm sure it's because of the substrate, being a white substrate. Very cute fish, but boy oh boy, did she become a jerk when I put those redhead Tapajos in there. She was getting along fine with everybody, and then that little cichlid switch flipped. She just lost her mind. So I had to pull her out, and here she is. Right next door is that 20-gallon rimless where I put the 4 clown loaches, and they're hanging primarily in the back corner. You can see 2 of them are out right now back there. They're little guys. They're about a little over an inch each. They got a lot of growing to do. They can get up over 10 inches. Takes a long time. But there are 4 of them in here. The other 2 are either tucked behind the sponge filters or inside one of the caves. They love being tucked in a tight spot, or where they can hide. A couple of them were underneath this leaf earlier today. I've got some of those Catapa, whatever they're called, leaves. I just call them almond leaves, but I've got a couple of those in here. And of course some wood that the plecos can munch on. And these are those caves from underwater galleries. I use them in almost every tank. And here's my pleco playground. Got little fry in here, but also fry that I don't know what they are really. And I've got probably 100 plecos. I keep getting real teeny ones. I pulled out one of the sponges to rinse it, and I had a pleco that was the size of a comma on a sentence. 10 point. He was teeny, so I pulled him I very gently took him out of the sink and put him back in here. So I've got numerous generations of plecos in here, from platinum albinos to red plecos to spotted plecos, but they're all supposedly bushy nose. If you're in the Nashville area, you need some plecos, let me know. I've got them. Like this size right here, that 1 inch, 2 inch, that's a perfect size to put. Oh, look how teeny those little albinos are. Now, those were just born. Those are brand new. They've got to be just over a 1/4 inch. But some of the ones that are like 1 inch or more, they would be good to go into like a planted tank, a community. And when they're small like this, they really love eating a lot of algae. They also need wood. They're munching on that Zoomed Mopani wood. Oh, there's my shrimp swimming around. My mystery shrimp that showed up out of nowhere. Really cute guy. Thinks he's a fish. But yeah, they munch on this Mopani wood and the other driftwood that's in this tank. And there's some of those almond leaves. And there's a red one back there, a little red pleco. Some of them are like total albinos. The hornwort does great in this aquarium. And it looks like I imported from the local fish store some duckweed, and it's just exploding up here. I've got a layer of duckweed. I don't mind it. I think it's pretty, and I'm pretty sure this Anubias loves it. Anubias like to have shade. Nubia seems to be doing well inside one of those aquarium co-op planters. But I've got to be real careful when I service the sponges, because inside the tube, all the way down inside, like here on the airline, just little plecos everywhere. It's also a real challenge to vacuum this tank. I mean, how do you vacuum it without sucking up plecos, right? There's one of the little fry coming over to check me out. There's one of the bigger plecos, one of the mamas. There's a bigger one there. There's about 3 or 4 bigger ones in here that are producing all the eggs. So that's today's lap of the fish room. If you have any comments, questions, tips, share them below. We all learn from each other at this channel. And what's coming up? Certainly the addition of more African cichlids. I'd like to add more cichlids to this tank. I would also like to add more fish to the planted tank. Maybe pick up some more rasboras, some more neons. And I need some more dwarf rainbows. They don't seem to last too long for me, but they are very pretty. I like having them in there. So I'm gonna get some more, some of those dwarfs, neon blue dwarf rainbows. Maybe 3 or 4 rasboras, 3 or 4 neons. I can get those at the local Petco, PetSmart, and maybe the rainbows, pick them up at the local fish store. So maybe even some more little clown loaches, because I really want them to be in a group of about 6 ideally or more. Right now I've got 4. 4 would be fine, but I think 5 or 6 would be better. And then where am I going to put them? Probably they'll end up in the 90-gallon because there's no snails in there. I can't put them in the planted tank because clown loaches eat snails. So that'd be the end of my beautiful pagoda snails. So there you have it. All right. If you like the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, and let YouTube know something good's going on by subscribing and hitting the notification bell. And if you you can just hit me here to subscribe, and then you can watch this playlist up here for some tips. And if you want to support the channel further, consider becoming a Patreon. The details are in the description. See you on Saturday for the live stream. That's at 11 a.m. Central. That's it for me. Bye-bye.